Hey there, this is your weekly bonus readings. We're going to go through one set of all signs for each of the 12 signs. So there's timestamps listed right over in the somewhere below me here. You can just click on your sign or the signs of the people you're interested in. And that's the whole deal. Okay, thanks. This one's going to be for my Pisces. Okay. All right. We're looking at Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. So, if you're a Pisces and you are currently dealing with an Aries, we get the Knight of Wands, followed by the Knight of Pentacles. So I get the feeling that this Aries is presenting in the Knight of Wands. And they are viewing you as somebody who's presenting in the Knight of Pentacles. So they're viewing you as somebody who is fairly cautious, somebody who is much more conservative than they are, is how this feels to me. This really feels like something that maybe the two of you tried to get something going here, tried to get traction on something, but I really don't feel like the two of you are in alignment. It just feels like there's a huge difference here that would be very hard to navigate. Yeah, they're saying you move very slowly, or you're being cautious, and they're the opposite. They're just flying by the seat of their pants, it feels like. This doesn't feel like a love match or whatever to me, as far as I don't think it's one that looks successful, at least not in my opinion from here. But at any rate, they are viewing you as somebody who's moving very slowly, or somebody who can't quite keep up with them is how they're viewing you. Fair enough. Okay, if you are a Pisces dealing with a Pisces dealing with the Taurus, I've got 10 of Pentacles, okay, followed by the 7 of Cups. So this Taurus is viewing you as somebody who they definitely believe they could build with. They feel like the two of you together could build a legacy, basically. With the 7 of Cups, they feel like you have a lot of options, though. And I don't know that they have a huge amount of confidence that they're going to be the person who's chosen. I think they want to be, and they've definitely thrown their hat in the ring. It's just up to you at this point, right? It looks like a solid offer if that's the one you like. You know what I'm saying? If that's what works for you. But anyways, oh, my table's... Okay, if you are a Pisces dealing with a Gemini, I've got the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, and what else? And the 4 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles would say that the Gemini is definitely viewing you as somebody who they want to continue to collaborate with. 4 of Pentacles would say that there is some sort of a fear here that you have something you're not willing to let go of. And I get the feeling it's like a preconceived notion or something. So maybe you have maybe you had an opinion on this Gemini before you ever actually met them, or maybe you have an opinion on the situation that feels like it's something that you're unwilling to give them a chance or something. That's how they feel. They feel like they're not being given a fair chance, is how it looks. But they would love to continue to collaborate with you. If you are a Pisces dealing with a Cancer, I've got 7 of Wands and 3 of Wands. Okay, the Cancer is viewing you as somebody who is definitely defensive, especially towards them for some reason. And with the 3 of Wands, you're somebody who's looking towards your future, and they feel as though they're being left behind, the Cancer does. So obviously something has happened here in this dynamic, okay? Because Pisces doesn't just wake up one morning and decide they don't want to deal with somebody. And that's how this feels. Feels like the Cancer's done something to trigger you or upset you. And so at this point, you're very defensive towards them, and you are trying to plan your future without them, is how it looks. This Cancer is definitely feeling bluesy, though. They're feeling as though they're being left behind, for sure. Okay, if you are a Pisces dealing with a Leo, I've got the 9 of Wands, okay, followed by the Death card. Alrighty, so the Leo is viewing you as somebody who is going through a complete transformation. And it's one that was brought about because of some severe wounding, and I get the feeling the wounding came through because of this Leo. So I feel like at one time you and this Leo were very close, and I think at this point this has pretty much run its course, is how it feels. Yeah. I don't know that the Leo knew that they were going to miss you as much as they miss you right now, is how that feels, but what's done is done, it looks like. It's like they have to watch you succeed from the sidelines almost, is how it feels. If you are a Pisces dealing with a Virgo, I have the Hermit, which is actually Virgo's card, so they're standing in their power here. And then I have the 6 of Pentacles. So here again, this one looks like a solid opportunity. The Virgo is viewing you as somebody who brings out the best in them and somebody who they feel that they could have equal give and take with. So this definitely looks quite promising, especially from where you're standing right now. Even astrologically, it's a pretty good mix. That one looks like it shows great potential if it's something you're interested in. That one and Taurus so far look like the two that have the most potential, to me anyways. Okay, if you are a Pisces dealing with a Libra, I've got the Two of Swords, followed by the King of Cups. So the Libra is viewing you as somebody who definitely has a decision to make. They feel as though you are keeping your emotions close to your chest, like you're not letting the emotions in the situation flow. And they feel like that is putting them at a disadvantage. So what this feels like is they feel like you are definitely stepping forward knowing your worth and not being willing to take less than what you know you deserve. And for some reason that seems to be making them feel like they could end up on the short end of the stick, for what I see. If you are a Pisces dealing with a Scorpio, I've got the Two of Wands. And then the Knight of Swords. So the Scorpio is viewing you as somebody who's standing at a crossroads. You definitely seem to be at a point right now where it's time for you to make a decision. It looks as though you have many options that you need to choose between. But anyways, Two of Wands and then the Knight of Swords would say you're looking for a sense of clarity. You're looking for guarantees, and that's hard to find with Scorpio sometimes, but that seems to be what you're looking for. So obviously the Scorpio holds a special place in your heart, but one that can be easily triggered because of something that's happened in the past. So you're looking for guarantees that whatever happened in the past won't happen again or something along those lines. Okay, if you are a Pisces dealing with a Sagittarius, I have the Two of Cups and the Queen of Swords. So the Sagittarius is viewing you as somebody who's very cold right now, especially towards them. Defensive, cold, tired of the BS. But with the Two of Cups, they're still viewing you as a divine union, meaning the two of you are intended to come together or something. So this one looks to me like something that has a ton of history. And what you're choosing to do at this point is up to you. But it looks like there's a lot of history there. If you are a Pisces dealing with a Capricorn, I have the Three of Swords and the Eight of Cups. So I would say you and the Capricorn have hit the skids for real. This is all about heartbreak and walking away, it looks like. There you go. If you are a Pisces dealing with an Aquarius, I have the Tower. Okay. And then the King of Pentacles. So whatever you were building with this Aquarius looks as though it's come crashing down. King of Pentacles, they're viewing you as somebody in boss energy and somebody they can't seem to quite understand or get a handle on. Aquariuses can be fairly controlling, and I think they're having trouble with the fact that you don't necessarily want to be controlled, nor do they seem to be able to. So that one looks like a wash to me. Okay, Pisces and Pisces. So I view this as your future self, bringing your current self a message, and what you get. I got Queen of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. Your future self is telling you that you need to uphold your boundaries when it comes to something you feel totally committed to. That is what I get from those two anyways. So there we go. What do you get? 3 down the middle. I've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Judgment card, and the Six of Wands. So the Wheel of Fortune is spinning in your favor, period. Okay, it may not feel like it, but it is. It's trying to get you in alignment with where you need to be to fulfill your destiny. Judgment is here, right next to Six of Wands. So there's something about you having, I don't know if you're fearing it, but it looks like you are anxious at least about some sort of judgment you're afraid is going to be passed on you by the masses or something. It feels like there's some sort of public recognition that possibly isn't all that positive right now, and it has you worried. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying? The ones that really care about whatever's being said, they don't matter, and the ones that matter won't even care about what's being said. So just let it roll off your back if you can. All in all, though, looks like you're quite popular and you have decisions to make. It's pretty good reading. There you go. Okay, that's Pisces. Thank you. Okay, so this one's going to be for my Aries. Let's see, we've got Aries. Okay. All right, Aries, let's see what you get. Everybody's going, okay, here we go. If you're an Aries and you are currently dealing with another Aries, to me this is your future self trying to bring your current self some sort of message. The cards you pull here, my cat's crazy, are the King of Pentacles, okay, and the Four of Cups. So, King of Pentacles, Four of Cups. This feels to me like your future self is telling you that for you to be dissatisfied with the current situation makes no sense at all, because it's one that you have basically designed yourself. They're saying that you're in boss energy, so whatever it is that you're dealing with right now is like by design. It's something you put together or you made happen. That's what I see. There you go. Okay, so if you're an Aries and you are currently dealing with a Taurus, we've got the Six of Wands, okay, followed by the Four of Wands. So this Taurus definitely views you as a higher level soulmate of some sort. I don't believe that this Taurus views you as a romantic interest. This feels like you are definitely destined to be in each other's lives. For some of you, this is like a parent or a child to you. I don't know. There's a lot of loyalty. There's a lot of love here. It's just not the romantic sort. Is not what I feel. I don't feel like it's romantic. But at any rate, with the Six of Wands, this is all about them being quite proud of you. There's something about you gaining some sort of recognition here lately, and they are very proud of you. Very much so. So that is what I got on that one. Okay, if you are an Aries dealing with a Gemini, I've got, who you got? Two of Cups, okay, followed by the Knight of Cups. So the Gemini is viewing you as a divine union. They view you as somebody that they definitely want to continue to hang out with and see where things can go. With the Knight of Cups, it would appear that there is some sort of offer either coming soon or it's already on the table for the two of you to move forward together. So this looks like it holds great promise, at least right now it does. Okay. If you are an Aries dealing with a Cancer, I've got the Five of Wands, followed by the Lovers. Okay, so this Cancer feels like the two of you have something going on between you. There's a great deal of insecurity surrounding this particular dynamic. A lot of jealousy, a lot of insecurity. This Cancer feels as though they're competing for you or something. I'm not saying that that's really the truth. I'm saying that's how they feel, okay? With the Lovers, it's causing the situation between the two of you to be surrounded by a lot of uncertainty. Hold on. Okay, crazy. One out, go. Sorry, there we go. If you are an Aries dealing with a Leo, I've got the Chariot, followed by the Devil. The Leo is viewing you as somebody who is obsessed with moving forward, or you're moving forward so fast you're not bothering to see what you're leaving behind. Basically, the Leo is saying that you're moving too fast. You're not bothering to see what's happening around you. You're not taking time to smell the roses. I don't feel like this is romantic either. This feels like somebody who's known you for a very long time, though. Maybe a friend from your childhood or cousin or something. This is somebody who really knows you and they care deeply about you. It's definitely a message of concern is what is here. And it's because they feel like you are rushing through life and not bothering to see what you are either leaving behind or missing out on. Okay, if you are an Aries dealing with a Virgo, I've got the Page of Cups. This thing's in the wrong spot. Okay, sorry, Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Okay, so the Virgo is definitely seeing you as somebody who they feel like could be a road to emotional fulfillment with the Page of Cups. I don't know if it's you or them, but somebody in this dynamic is feeling like they are definitely younger, I don't know, learning what it is to be in a relationship or something. I get the feeling the Virgo is viewing you as somebody who's possibly not as experienced as them or something. I don't think it's a problem necessarily. They're definitely being patient. So patience would have to mean it's the Virgo, because Aries aren't known for their patience. So this must be the Virgo is having to exhibit a great deal of patience towards you, but I wouldn't say they mind. This one also looks like a pretty solid offer if that is the direction you want to go in. If you are an Aries dealing with a Libra, I have the Ten of Swords, okay, and the Knight of Pentacles. So this Libra is viewing you as somebody who has betrayed them. And with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like a slow burn here. It's like they feel as though you've betrayed them, and there's a slow burn to this, like it keeps happening, or this is something where it's like, I don't know. This is like something that's on a continual, like a karmic cycle that just keeps happening or something. I don't know. That one looks truly toxic to me. Okay, if you are, an Aries dealing with a Scorpio, I've got the Strength card and the Five of Cups. So the Scorpio is viewing you as somebody who is dealing with a huge sense of loss and regret right now. They feel as though you are coming across as weak, or that you're feeling weak right now. And it's because of a dynamic with them that obviously did not play out the way you wanted it to. Okay, that's their opinion. If you are an Aries dealing with a Sagittarius, I've got the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Well, this would mean that the Sagittarius is viewing themselves as the Queen of Cups and they are viewing you as the Queen of Pentacles. So they basically view you as somebody who's very, I don't know, stable, somebody who's like home, somebody who is very nurturing and abundant, very grounded and realistic, and they're viewing themselves as somebody who has a very hard time holding up their boundaries when it comes to you. So this one also feels like it's bordering on toxicity to me. Okay. All right. If you are an Aries dealing with a Capricorn, I've got the High Priestess and the Five of Swords. So whatever there was between you and the Capricorn seems to have hit a definite speed bump and gone south. There was some kind of dishonesty here that's caused a great deal of conflict. Yeah, it looks like there was a lot of deception, or somebody just wasn't being forthcoming with the truth here. It's caused a huge rift in that situation. If you are an Aries dealing with an Aquarius, I have the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. The Aquarius is viewing you as somebody who's been very much so burdened and wounded by a situation. However, they feel like whatever happened in that situation caused you to step into your independence. This also feels like somebody, like a lifelong friend or something like that. They're also very proud of you. There could be a situationship attached to this, but I don't feel like it's a relationship. If you are an Aries dealing with a Pisces, I have the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Swords. So the Pisces is viewing you as somebody who they feel like there is a possibility that something could jump off here love-wise. If you could just get out of your head. For some reason, you're all up in your head and not allowing anything to happen is what they're saying. I don't know if I feel like that one is as solid an opportunity as some of the others, but let's see. Okay, then we get the Seven of Wands, the Four of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. Well, to say you have a lot of options would be an understatement. With this Four of Swords, you're trying to heal from something. Probably whatever this betrayal situation was with the Libra, maybe, huh? I don't know. You're trying to heal from something, though. Seven of Wands would say that you're fairly defensive, but yeah. All in all, it looks like you are in regular Aries form, right? You just love them and leave them, move on. I don't know if you're playing. You are very popular right now, and that's a good place to be. Okay? All right, that's what I have for you this week. I hope it helps. Okay, thank you. This one's for my Tauruses. Okay. Let's see. If you are a Taurus and you're currently dealing with an Aries, I got the Hermit, followed by the Magician. So, this Aries is viewing you as somebody who has pulled your energy back from the situation between the two of you. I get the feeling that the two of you had some sort of false start here. Whatever tried to jump off obviously didn't go as planned. I do believe they're trying to manifest you back towards them. I'm not sure that I think you're on board with it. But anyways, that is, so it feels like everything's very dicey, I guess you could say, in this situation. Anyways, that's that one. If you are a Taurus dealing with a Taurus, so in my mind, this is your future self trying to bring your current self a message. We get the Nine of Pentacles and the Hangman. Nine of Pentacles and the Hangman. Well, the Nine of Pentacles is a great energy, so Hangman is all about being stuck or needing a new perspective. Your future self is telling you something about the fact that you need to get unstuck in order to step into this independent sort of a persona. I'm not sure what you're stuck on, but there's something here about you being stuck in a situation or a set of thoughts, restricting beliefs or something that's keeping you from this independence. It's like the last thing that needs to be taken care of before you can step into this truly independent nature. Interesting. Okay, if you are a Taurus dealing with a Gemini, I get the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles. So, Gemini is standing in their power with the Lovers. However, this is, the Gemini is viewing you as somebody who they believe they could truly build something with. So this is like they could build a legacy with you. The two of you could have many tangible, whatever. You would have a great abundance between the two of you, is what they feel like. With the Lovers, there's something here about there being a tad bit of uncertainty, though, in this relationship. So they feel like there's great potential, but they don't feel like you have given them your absolute attention or total commitment yet. That's how they feel. Okay, if you are a Taurus dealing with a Cancer, I've got the I have to think about 10 of Wands, sorry, because they have different names on them. 10 of Wands, yeah, 10 of Wands, and the King of Wands, sorry. Okay, the Cancer is viewing you as a player, basically. And they're viewing you as somebody who is a heavy burden for them to carry. Now, I'm not saying that that is actually the truth. This is how they're viewing you. So this Cancer feels like you are somebody that they constantly have to cater to, or that you're very high maintenance. Doesn't really sound like you, but that's what they're saying. With the King of Wands right here, it's like they're saying you're very adventuresome, a lot of fun, charismatic, but not necessarily looking to be tied down. So this feels like a situation where the two of you are just not in alignment, right? One of you wants to be very tied down and secure, and the other one looks to be wanting to play or something like that. That's how this Cancer is viewing it anyways. There you go. If you are a Taurus dealing with a Leo, I've got the Page of Swords, followed by the Three of Cups. Page of Swords, Three of Cups. So this feels like a situation where there is an attraction here, but I don't think anything's really jumped off yet. The two of you seem to be friends, right? I would say the Leo absolutely wants more, and they are hoping you do as well. With the Page of Swords, they're looking for clarity through very indirect means because they don't have the, whatever, chutzpah to come up and ask you, I guess. This looks like it has potential. It looks like it's an easygoing, fun situation if that's where you want to go with it. It's up to you. If you are a Taurus dealing with a Virgo, I've got Judgment. Go figure. A Virgo that's going to judge you. No, I'm just playing. Sorry. That was a joke. And a Five of Swords. Okay, so the Virgo is viewing you as somebody, I believe somebody that they're passing judgment on, but maybe they have projection here because it's saying that they think you're judging them. With the Five of Swords, this is definitely hit a snag. Yeah, there's some kind of conflict here that doesn't seem to be able to be ironed out between the two of you like a deal breaker. Okay, if you are a Taurus dealing with a Libra, I have the Eight of Swords and the Ace of Wands. This feels like a situationship that jumped off and now somebody's feeling ethically or morally incorrect about it. That's what it feels like to me. With the Ace of Wands, this is something that's very fiery and passionate. There's plenty of attraction here. But with the Eight of Swords, somebody's all up in their head about it. So I do feel like maybe this is a situationship-y type deal, but somebody's feeling guilty. I'm not sure which person, but one of you. If you are a Taurus dealing with a Scorpio, I've got the Fool and the Knight of Swords. So the Scorpio is viewing you as somebody who is ready to take a leap of faith when it comes to them in a dynamic. As soon as you can figure out some sort of clarity that you're looking for. So you're looking for a guarantee, and then they believe that you will take this leap of faith. This one looks like it's already started and is going strong. If you are a Taurus dealing with a Sagittarius, I've got the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. So the Sagittarius is viewing you as somebody who has left them out in the cold, it feels like. And I don't know if you ghosted them or if you're just not talking right now. But there's something about the communication being non-existent, or if it is existent, it's completely surface level. Whatever was, possibly there was something going here at one time that looked promising. At this point, it's taken a left turn and it does not look like it's coming back together. Doesn't look like it's me. If you are a Taurus dealing with a Capricorn, I've got the Six of Wands followed by the Seven of Wands. Yeah, Six of Wands, Seven of Wands. Okay. Six of Wands, public recognition. Seven of Wands, very defensive. So the Capricorn is viewing you as somebody who attracts attention, but not the right kind. And it makes them uncomfortable. This feels like a friend of yours or a coworker. And they have a real issue with the kind of attention that you attract right now. I don't know. That's how that comes across. I would be very cautious around this person because they are being very cautious around you. I don't know. I would just be mindful of it. If you are a Taurus dealing with an Aquarius, I have the Three of Wands with the Knight of Wands. Lots of wands out here. Three of Wands, Knight of Wands. So the Aquarius is viewing you as somebody who's trying to push towards your future. Maybe they think you don't put enough forethought into some of the things that you do, a little impulsive, but you are definitely moving forward. This feels like somebody who's watched you for a long time. This is somebody who's loyal to you and has a lot of respect for you. So this is like a cousin, a best friend for a long time, something like that. Okay, what do we have left? If you are a Taurus dealing with a Pisces, I have Justice and the Six of Swords. So the Pisces is viewing you as somebody who needs to sail your life into calmer waters. You need to find a sense of peace. You're living in chaos right now, and it's very concerning for them. So this is also somebody who's known you a long time. Both of these are like messages, not of fear, but a little bit of concern. These are two people, the Pisces and the Aquarius, that just want you to be okay. You know what I'm saying? That's their desire. I don't know where I'm on time. Okay, let's see. Three at the end. I've got the Moon, the Sun, and the King of Pentacles. Well, the Moon and the Sun. So you have light and dark, right? The Moon is speaking of things that maybe you are not seeing quite clearly. However, with the Sun as the next card, that's it being illuminated to you. So things that you have not seen clearly in the past, it feels like those things are becoming very clear to you right now. And with the King of Pentacles and the last card right here, this is all about you stepping into boss energy. Definitely something here about you figuring out what your worth is and stepping into a more of a leadership type role in your life. I don't know, being more in charge of what's going on. That's how I see it. All right, let's see. This one's going to be for my Geminis. Okay. Alrighty, we've got Gemini. Okay. Ta-da! No, if you're a Gemini and you're currently dealing with an Aries, I've got the Page of Cups, followed by the Six of Wands. So this Aries is viewing you as somebody who attracts a tremendous amount of attention. You walk into a room, everybody notices. I don't think that makes them uncomfortable. If anything, I think that is actually fueling on their attraction towards you. It feels like there's some sort of a small offer that they've brought forward. I don't know, it feels like two very free-spirited people that are not necessarily looking for anything serious, but having fun with it. So I would say higher level situationship is what I kind of see there. That's how it feels anyways. Okay, if you are a Gemini dealing with a Taurus, I've got the Three of Cups, followed by the Tower. Okay, so this Taurus is viewing you as somebody who they consider to be a great friend, really. Maybe this is a situation where the two of you have been friends and tried to do something more, right? Tried to see if something else could get off the ground. It does not look like it was successful with the Tower. It feels as though that was not the right move. I wouldn't say that the two of you are no longer speaking, but it definitely looks like that just, I think that wasn't the right situation. Okay, so maybe you're back to being friends, or that's where you need to be. Okay, if you are a Gemini dealing with the Gemini, to me this is your future self trying to bring your current self a message. You get the Ace of Cups, followed by the Five of Wands. So this is speaking about you being very conflicted about some sort of opportunity in love that's come towards you. Oh, hi, Momo. I believe your future self is telling you that you're feeling conflicted for a reason. That's how I would take this. Although this looks like a solid opportunity, there must be something in your intuition that is screaming at you or something, because you're not taking it as how it looks. And that is your... I do believe your future self is telling you to listen to that voice inside of you. Okay, Momo, really? Come on. You gotta sit someplace. Okay, if you are a Gemini dealing with a Cancer, I get the Queen of Pentacles followed by the Emperor. Well, this would stand to reason that the Cancer is viewing you in the Emperor position, and they're viewing themselves in the Queen of Pentacles. So they view themselves as being home, basically, being very realistic, being very grounded, being very nurturing. They're viewing you as being very stubborn, very rigid in your thinking, very unwilling to compromise on something. So I'm not sure how that plays into your current situation. This looks to me like something that has possibly, hit the skids or had a problem, because they seem very convinced that you are unwilling to compromise and find a solution, is what they're upset about. Okay? If you are a Gemini dealing with a Leo, I have the Two of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. This Leo is viewing you as somebody who checks off all the boxes. Okay, you are wish fulfillment to them. But right now they feel as though you are stretched too thin to truly commit to them. Like you don't have enough time left in the day to give them the attention that they need to make this thing get off the ground. Is how it feels. Okay, Momo, come on. Sorry. Okay, if you are a Gemini dealing with a Virgo, I have the Star card and the Magician. The Virgo is viewing you as somebody who is manifesting with a great deal of optimism and hope. You're trying to manifest your future. This is somebody who has a great deal of respect for you, a great deal of emotion for you, but I don't feel like this one's romantic. Definitely somebody who's loyal to you, I would say, overall. So a great friend, maybe? Okay. If you are a Gemini dealing with a Libra, I have the Hermit card and the Chariot. So this Libra is seeing you as somebody who has taken your power back out of the situations that are surrounding you to try to reassess things and try to gain a sense of wisdom and clarity before you move forward. However, it looks like the time has come for you to finally get on that and to move forward. The Libra they have nothing but good wishes for you. I don't know. This could have been a situationship at one time. Right now, it feels like it is very, very much somebody who knows you maybe this is an ex of yours. I don't know, but one you're still friends with, because this is somebody who knows you really, really well and is wishing for nothing but the best for you. Okay? If you are a Gemini dealing with a Scorpio, I have the Six of Cups and the Empress. So the Scorpio is viewing you as being the Empress, so you're all that and 2 bags of chips, right? You are all 4 queens rolled into one. The Scorpio is saying that you guys have a ton of history together. This could also be, this could easily be somebody that's like an ex that you still get along with or something. Somebody who has a great deal of respect for you, Gemini. I just don't feel like this is something that's a romantic entanglement currently, okay? But it may have been in the past. If you are a Gemini dealing with the Sagittarius, I have the Three of Pentacles and the Moon card. So the Sagittarius is feeling that you are somebody they would love to continue to collaborate with. However, they feel very protective of you, and it's because they don't feel like you're seeing everything in your situation clearly. So they are concerned or something. It feels like they try to protect you or shield you from things that you don't understand or see. If you are a Gemini dealing with the Capricorn, I have the World card and the Eight of Pentacles. So the Capricorn is viewing you as somebody for whom a cycle totally closed, and then it looks like just reopened. So this feels like something went south between the two of you, and so you guys closed this thing out, but you couldn't stay away from each other, and it's opened back up. That's how I feel about this. Just be mindful that it doesn't really turn into like a karmic cycle, right? Not like totally toxic, but for now it doesn't look that way. If you are a Gemini dealing with an Aquarius, I have the Ten of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. So the Aquarius is viewing you as somebody who's carrying a very heavy burden right now as you try to decide exactly what it is you want to invest in going forward. Here again, this is somebody who you know very well or who knows you very well. There's loyalty, there's emotion, but I don't feel like it's romantic. If you are a Gemini dealing with a Pisces, I've got the Strength card and the Ace of Pentacles. So the Pisces is viewing you as somebody who's stepping into some sort of a new opportunity, but it feels like they see you as somebody who's stepping into a new part of your life. With the Strength card, I feel like this is really them trying to exhibit a sense of pride towards you. There's definitely pride here. Pride, emotion, everything but romance. I don't feel like there's romance here. I'm not even sure if you are in direct connection with this person. Meaning I almost get the feeling the Pisces is watching you from afar. But doing it just brimming with pride. For however that weird that sounds. Here we go. Then I get 3 on the bottom. I've got Page of Swords, King of Wands, and the 9 of Wands. Page of Swords is you trying to gain clarity on certain situations, but doing it through indirect means. Fair enough. King of Wands. I do believe this is how you're presenting right now in general. I think that a lot of you have been through your fair amount of BS. I think you've come through the other side of it. That's why we have the 9 of Wands here, because you're still somewhat banged up, but you're healing quickly. And I think y'all are trying to, I don't know, trying to see what the world has to offer, trying to push forward, you know. You are charismatic, you're a natural born leader, you're a lot of great things, but not really looking to be tied down by something or restricted by something or someone. So it's a phase and it's not a bad one. So there you go. That's what I have for you this week. This one's going to be for my Cancers. Alrighty, let's see. For my Cancers. Here we go. All right, if you're a Cancer and you are currently dealing with an Aries, I get the Knight of Swords, followed by the 2 of Cups. So this Aries is viewing you as a divine union. However, there is some kind of confusion here right now, and that is why they are searching for clarity. I feel like you're both searching for clarity and neither one of you is finding it. It's because the real issue here is a lack of communication. There's a lot of ego, a lot of pride on the line here, but there's just a total lack of communication or effective communication. There you go. So I feel like this one's kind of hit speed bumps for right this second until you two figure it out. That's what I got. If you are a Cancer dealing with a Taurus, I get the World card and the 4 of Cups. So this Taurus is viewing you as somebody who's incredibly disappointed or dissatisfied in the fact that a cycle between the two of you has closed out. So I do believe that y'all gave it a shot. It does not look like it had the legs to carry it through, right? There you go. If you are a Cancer dealing with a Gemini, I've got the Magician, followed by the Ace of Swords. So the Gemini is viewing you as somebody who is manifesting the truth. You're manifesting some sort of truth here. There you go. This feels like it is definitely seen better days, although I would not say it feels like it's a dead horse, but it does feel like it has seen better days, especially because they're pushing so strongly for the truth. So that would mean there's deception on the line here, right? Okay. If you are a Cancer dealing with another Cancer, so to me this is your future self trying to bring your current self a message, you get the Justice card and the Star card. Well, your future self is telling you to, to remain optimistic because the scales will be balanced out in a situation. And the fact that you got the Justice card versus the Judgment card makes me feel as though you're on the right side of this justice. So this is just a matter of you staying optimistic and open-minded while you wait for this whole thing to even out or to play out. There you go. If you are a Cancer dealing with a Leo, I've got the Death card, followed by the Ace of Pentacles. So the Leo is viewing you as somebody who has a new opportunity in front of you. It looks like a very solid opportunity. It looks like it could be a very profitable opportunity, okay? And it looks like this opportunity is either there because you've gone through a transformation or it's hinging on a transformation that needs to happen. This is somebody who cares deeply about you and somebody who has a ton of loyalty towards you. I do not feel this is a romantic relationship here, but definitely somebody who cares about you and has your best interest at heart. Possibly they brought forward this opportunity to you. Ugh. If you are a Cancer dealing with a Virgo, I have the 4 of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So the Virgo is viewing you in boss energy with the King of Pentacles. Somebody who's cautious, somebody who's abundant, somebody who makes the right decisions and definitely rules their situation, okay? With the Four of Swords, they feel like you're currently healing from something. I don't know if what you're healing from has the Virgo involved in it necessarily or not directly, but because I don't feel like that one is romantic either. It just doesn't feel like it. Okay, if you are a Cancer dealing with a Libra, I have the Seven of Pentacles and the Empress. So the Libra is definitely viewing you as the Empress. So they feel that you are all four queens rolled into one, all that and a bag of chips or 3 bags of chips, whatever. You're the whole thing. Seven of Pentacles says that you are still on the fence as far as how much you want to invest in a dynamic that includes them. So I think they are waiting to see where the chips are going to lie, right? Where it's all going to play out to. I think they're trying to go to the next level. I'm not sure you are, okay? If you are a Cancer dealing with the Scorpio, I've got the Ace of Cups and the Three of Swords. Wow. So the Scorpio is viewing you as somebody who is brokenhearted. However, there's a new opportunity here in love, and I do feel like the Scorpio is the one who broke your heart or you broke theirs. And this new opportunity is with the Scorpio. But I don't feel like you've grabbed a hold of it yet. So it's up to you what you decide to do here. There's a chance for a reconciliation, but it just counts on you guys. It depends on who wants to do what. If you are a Cancer dealing with a Sagittarius, I have the Two of Swords and the Nine of Cups. The Sagittarius is viewing you as wish fulfillment. You check all of the boxes. And you have a decision to make, and it looks like you are dragging your feet and not making it. So they're waiting patiently for now. If you want this particular situation, I think I'd get on the ball. Sagittarius is not known for having the huge amount of patience to wait around for a long time, okay? If you are a Cancer dealing with a Capricorn, I have Ten of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So this Capricorn is viewing you as somebody who has betrayed them. And with the Knight of Pentacles, they feel that it was completely thought out and orchestrated. Like there was nothing where this was an accident. This was something you thought out ahead of time and put into play. I would go as far as to say there's actually, this borders on there being like hatred involved in this dynamic at this point. I don't think that's the way it always was, but it's how it is now. If you are a Cancer dealing with an Aquarius, I have the Hermit and the Sun. The Aquarius is viewing you as somebody who has pulled your energy back out of situations to try to reassess them. With the Sun here, I think you did that due to the fact that you came into some sort of new information, right? Something was illuminated to you. So you had to pull your energy back to reassess what was going on. Period. Oh, we went long? I forgot to push it. I don't know. Okay, if you are a Cancer dealing with a Pisces, I've got the Lovers and the Knight of Cups. So this Pisces is absolutely feeling quite emotionally energized by you. This is somebody who definitely wants to have something romantic with you. Knight of Cups would say they've already put an offer on the table. For some reason, I don't feel like you're on board with this one right now. I don't know why. If you are, it looks like a pretty solid offer. Something just doesn't feel like it's in sync. I don't know why. Okay, 3 cards on the bottom. The Tower, the King of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. Okay, so this is speaking to the fact that you were heavily invested into a situation that feels like it collapsed beneath you. It wasn't built on a foundation sturdy enough to sustain it for some reason. With the King of Cups here, it looks like you are in total control of your emotions right now, all the way to your detriment, right? Because you're not allowing anything to flow. And with the Knight of Wands, this is you being somewhat impulsive, not thinking things through the way that you should, and definitely not letting emotions flow. So it feels like you are very in control right now, but you are in control to the point where you are hurting yourself, you know? You can't find true happiness or true love from that kind of a position. You have to allow some sort of vulnerability and for things to flow. There you go. That's what I have for you this week. Oh, this one's going to be for my Leos. Okay. Okay. For Leo. Excuse me. Here we go. All right, Leo. If you're a Leo and you are currently dealing with an Aries, you get Judgment and with the Four of Wands. So this Aries is viewing you as a higher level soulmate to them. They do definitely believe that you are somebody who is destined to be in their life. I do not feel like this one is romantic, though. They feel like you are very much so somebody that's passing judgment on them. This makes me feel like maybe this is a parental situation or something. Yeah, this is like a family situation here, is what you have going on here. All right, and it feels as though this Aries feels that you pass judgment on them, is how it feels about it. That's how I feel about it. Anyways, there's a lot of love here, a lot of loyalty. It's just there's also definitely something about not necessarily being in alignment in some ways, okay? All right. If you are a Leo dealing with a Taurus, I've got the Nine of Swords and the Emperor. So this Taurus is viewing you as somebody who's very stressed out and having a lot of anxiety. They feel as though you are coming through here as the Emperor. So they feel like you are being very unmovable. You're being unwilling to compromise. You're being very rigid in your thinking. And it's causing a real problem here. For the two of you, it looks like. Yeah, there's a lot of ego on the line here. I don't know. This definitely feels like something that at one time was probably fabulous, and right now feels like it's taken a pretty hard left turn here. There's a lot of animosity and a lot of conflict in this situation. If you are a Leo dealing with a Gemini, I have the Two of Swords, followed by the Two of Pentacles. Well, the Gemini is viewing you as somebody who absolutely needs to make a decision, and a solid decision, one you can stand on. Yeah, it looks like whatever the dynamic is between the two of you, the Gemini is ready to go to another level or something, and you have to make a decision as far as that goes. Okay? Whether you're deciding about whether or not to go to the next level or whether you're deciding between them and somebody else, I'm not clear on. It could go either way, but this is definitely something where a decision needs to be made. If you are a Leo dealing with a Cancer, I've got the Queen of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So the Cancer is viewing you as somebody who is sitting in the Queen of Wands. They feel like you are somebody who could have whatever you wanted. If you set your mind to it, you can make it happen. With the Page of Pentacles as the second card, they just feel like you're building a new foundation. It does feel like you're trying to build a foundation without them. It just does. That's how it feels. I don't know if they are... I think it's a mixed bag for them. I think they, in some ways, they're sad, and in other ways, they're proud of you. I don't know. And I do believe... I don't know. At one time, you guys might have tried to get something off the ground romantically. I think you've always been pretty good friends, though. That's how that feels. If you are a Leo, dealing with a Leo. So this would be all about your future self, trying to bring your current self a message. I get the Nine of Pentacles, followed by the Strength card. Your future self is trying to tell you that it's time for you to step into this independent, self-reliant, self-made sort of a persona here. It's time for you to stand on your own 2 feet and to step into your power. And with the Strength card, they're telling you you have more than enough inner strength to do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There you go. So that's what I feel like they're telling you. If you are a Leo dealing with a Virgo, I have the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. So the Virgo is viewing you as somebody who is 100% committed to some sort of a conflict that you have with them. So this one's not romantic, and it feels like it's ongoing. So this is somebody who's basically like your arch nemesis or your rival. Oops. Okay. Well, there you go. The Moon card comes with it. Okay. So you're definitely not seeing everything clearly in this dynamic. But the Virgo is viewing you as somebody who is totally committed to continuing this argument or continuing this conflict you have with them. No doubt because you are very stubborn, it would appear from some of the other cards, and you're very much so somebody who, when you make up your mind, you're not willing to compromise. So maybe you've run into somebody in the Virgo that is equally as stubborn, and so the two of you have an ongoing conflict. With the Moon card, though, you are definitely not truly seeing the whole situation for what it really is what that's saying. Okay, if you are a Leo dealing with a Libra, I have the Empress, followed by the Five of Pentacles. So, the Libra is viewing you as the Empress. They feel like you are all that in 2 or 3 bags of chips. You're everything, all 4 queens rolled into one. With the Five of Pentacles, it feels as though you left them out in the cold. Is that what they're saying? Somebody ghosted somebody here. This feels like it's definitely taken a left turn or something because somebody's ghosted somebody, but it feels like you ghosted them and they still view you as being, the Empress. Okay, can't get stuck that long. If you are a Leo dealing with a Scorpio, I have the Nine of Cups and the Three of Swords. So this Scorpio is saying that you check all the boxes. You are wish fulfillment. However, right now they are saying that you are brokenhearted over the dynamic between the two of you not panning out the way you wanted. There you go. Yeah. If you are a Leo dealing with a Sagittarius, I have the King of Cups followed by the Death card. So the Sagittarius is viewing you as somebody who has been pushed into some sort of transformation. With the King of Cups, you have your emotions completely under control right now. You're not letting your emotions run free at all. I don't feel like whatever pushed you into this transformation was the Sagittarius. I feel like the Sagittarius is a friend or something. They've watched you go through a lot. They are definitely part of your soul tribe, people that are there for you, but I don't feel like they caused you this pain. They just are stating what they've seen. If you are a Leo dealing with a Capricorn, I have the Knight of Wands and the Five of Wands. Okay. So, the Capricorn is viewing you as somebody who can be very impulsive, somebody who can be very temperamental. With the Five of Wands, you can also be very competitive, it looks like. I don't think you're necessarily their flavor of person, so I think you two are just not on the same page. There you go. If you are a Leo dealing with an Aquarius, I have the Seven of Cups and the Magician. So the Aquarius is viewing you as somebody who has plenty of options, okay? And with the Magician, you're trying to manifest whatever you cannot have is what they're saying. So this would say that you're kind of obsessed with the chase, or you're obsessed with things, conquering things more or less. This is somebody who's watching from outside of your situation. So yeah, this is like a coworker or something. This is just making a statement about how they feel like you operate. If you are a Leo dealing with a Pisces, I have the Four of Pentacles and the Tower. So as far as the dynamic with the Pisces goes, it looks like it has, crumbled kind of beneath your feet here. With the Four of Pentacles, although this has fallen apart, I feel like the Pisces is still hanging on, which is pumping up your ego but not helping the situation between the two of you. Yeah, this is like bordering on toxicity here. Anyways, okay, so be mindful of your karma in the situation with the Pisces, okay? Just be mindful of your karma, because if you are, malicious or nefarious towards them or something, it's not going to play out well in the long run. Okay, now we got Four of Cups, the World, and the Six of Wands. This would speak to the fact that you are very dissatisfied with the way you are being perceived over an ending, meaning that something here has ended. We'll just take a pick, maybe the Pisces, right? The situation with them has come to an end, and you are being perceived for some reason as the bad guy or the bad girl. You are, and you're very upset with or disappointed and dissatisfied with the way that you are being judged or looked at because a cycle ended. So that's what I see right there. It looks exciting and like there's a fair amount of drama, so I think you're doing good. I think it's going to work out just fine. I hope this helps. Okay. All right. This one's going to be for my Virgos. So for Virgos, Virgoians. There you go. All righty. From the top, let's see. If you are a Virgo currently dealing with an Aries, we get the Tower up front. Okay, so the Tower to what? To the Knight of Swords. So this Aries is viewing you as somebody for whom, whatever your dynamic was, the tower has fallen, so there was not enough stability, or the foundation wasn't sturdy enough to be able to sustain you two. As you moved forward, it looks like right now you are on some sort of a crusade to try to figure out exactly what took place here. You're trying to find clarity and closure in the situation. That's how the Aries sees it. If you are a Virgo dealing with a Taurus, I've got the Seven of Pentacles followed by the Ten of Cups. So this Taurus believes that there is definitely an ability for the two of you to build to a sense of emotional fulfillment. Right now they're viewing you as somebody who has not yet totally made up your mind that you want to invest here, though. So this feels like something where the Taurus is pushing to go to the next level, and you are dragging your feet a little bit, not quite made up your mind, okay? If you are a Virgo dealing with a Gemini, I've got the Knight of Wands, and then the Eight of Swords. So the Gemini is viewing you as somebody who can sometimes act temperamental or impulsive, and somebody who's definitely overthinking a situation that doesn't need to be overthought, is how it comes across. This is not romantic to me. It just doesn't feel like it is. Maybe at one time you tried, but this feels like maybe you tried and then decided you were better as friends or something. There you go. If you are a Virgo dealing with a Cancer, I've got the Ten of Wands followed by Judgment. Okay, so the Cancer is viewing you as somebody who has opted to exit a situation, it looks like, and you're doing that because the Cancer is nothing more than a heavy burden to you or something, or that's how you feel. You feel like there's no upside to the situation. It feels just very burdensome, so you're calling judgment on the situation. Is how this comes across. I don't know that this one was romantic either. If it was, it obviously didn't get any traction, okay? If you are a Virgo dealing with a Leo, I have the Seven of Wands followed by the Wheel of Fortune. So the Leo is viewing you as somebody who is very defensive right now. And it's due to a level of uncertainty that seems to be surrounding everything you do. It has something to do with the Wheel of Fortune spinning in your favor and just kind of leaving you in a bit of a topsy-turvy sort of a situation, huh? This is somebody who cares deeply about you, somebody who is watching from the sidelines. They're definitely rooting for you, but I don't feel like there's romance involved in this one either. Okay, if you are a Virgo dealing with a Virgo, to me this is your future self trying to bring your current self some sort of message. You get the Seven of Swords, followed by the Five of Cups. I believe that your future self is telling you that because Seven of Swords can be all about having a lack of trust, okay? And I believe that your future self is trying to let you know that if you cannot heal whatever is broken so that you can somewhat ease off of this lack of trust in anything and everything, you will end up regretting it deeply, right? Because Five of Cups is all about loss and regret. It's like you are getting in your own way with this inability to trust anything or anyone, is what they're saying. Okay, if you are a Virgo dealing with a Libra, I have the Four of Pentacles and the World card. So the Libra feels as though the cycle between the two of you has closed as of now, and they feel like it closed because there was something here you could not get past or could not let go of. So this could be something as silly as something they said or something as major as them stepping out. I don't know what it is in your particular situation right now, but something was said or done that you just couldn't get past, and that's what closed out the cycle. If you are a Virgo dealing with a Scorpio, I have the Five of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So the Scorpio is viewing you as somebody who's in boss energy. They believe that you definitely, you run the show as far as whatever is, whatever's in your kingdom, you are in charge of it. With the Five of Pentacles, there's something here about that being a very lonely place to be. Like you shut everybody out and so that you can be in charge of everything. And in the end, the Scorpio is saying it leaves you very lonely and dissatisfied. I guess that's the word I was going to use. Feeling as though you don't have anybody or don't have anybody near you. This feels like somebody who would love to have something romantic with you, but is not getting a chance for some reason. You're not letting them in close enough. That's why they're making this observation. I think you would let somebody in close enough if it was the right person. So maybe intuitively, you know, this wouldn't be a good fit. I'm not sure, but that's what they're saying. If you are a Virgo dealing with a Sagittarius, I have the Hierophant and the Two of Wands. So the Sagittarius is feeling as though the two of you could get some traction on some sort of situation here. It does feel like it has romance at least underneath it. But you would have to make a decision to allow that to happen. And as of yet, you haven't done that. With the Two of Wands, you're still standing there trying to decide which way to go. I believe the Sagittarius is on board, but it just depends on you, right? Okay. If you are a Virgo dealing with a Capricorn, I've got the Justice card and the Six of Swords. The Capricorn is feeling as though justice is playing out for you, so the scales are balancing out to allow you to go to a place where you can find a sense of peace and get away from the chaos that's currently surrounding you. If you are a Virgo dealing with an Aquarius, I have the Ten of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. So the Aquarius is viewing you as somebody who they believe that they could build with, as far as like legacy or abundance goes. They are viewing you as somebody who's dealing with a lot of wounds right now. So a lot of inner wounding that you're trying to heal. There you go. If you are a Virgo dealing with a Pisces, I've got the Strength card and the Moon. So the Pisces is feeling as though you are not seeing a situation clearly. They feel like there's something here that you are missing or too naive to see, feels like. With the Strength card, they feel like you have an ego at play here. That's what's keeping you from seeing things clearly. That's how this is. That you have too much ego or bravado right this minute. So that is what's keeping you from seeing the situation for what it really is what they're saying. Okay, there you go. Now we got Eight of Wands, Four of Cups, Nine of Cups. So you're feeling very disappointed or dissatisfied in a situation. The communication, as far as the situation we're talking about that you're dissatisfied with, the communication that you had before embarking on this looks like it was not, I don't know if it was not truthful, but they weren't being forthcoming with the truth necessarily. So you were misled, it feels like. I don't know that it's going to cause you as much grief as you think, though, because I think you've made your mind up as whatever this that is that you've embarked on here, whether it's a relationship or a job or I don't know what it is, school, something. Whatever it is, you've already made up your mind that it is your wish fulfillment. So despite the fact that you kind of had the cards stacked against you and this person was not forthcoming with the truth, I believe you intend to push through and make it successful anyway. So that's a plus. There you go. Show them, huh? Okay, that's what I got for now. All right, there you go, Virgo. Alrighty, let's see. This one's going to be for my Libras. Libra. Okay. All right, we've got Libra, Libra, Libra. Alrighty then. If you're a Libra and you are currently dealing with an Aries, what you get? Really? First card out, upside down. Okay, Six of Swords reversed. Oh, we'll take it. And the Queen of Wands upright. So, this Aries is viewing you as somebody who's in the Queen of Wands. So they see you as somebody who could have whatever you want, okay? With the Six of Swords reversed, they feel as though you are somebody who wants to stay within a situation that's chaotic. You don't want to find a sense of peace. You somehow thrive on the chaos, or you like that kind of a lifestyle. So does Aries usually, so I don't know why they're pointing it out, but I guess maybe you like it more than they do. I'm not sure. It does feel like there's some sort of a rub here. Something is not copacetic, let's say. I think you two are good friends. I think this is a situationshipy type deal here is what I feel like. That's what we'll go with. Okay. Okay. If you are a Libra dealing with a Taurus, I have the Hierophant, which is Libra's card, so they are standing in their power, along with the Knight of Cups. Okay, so that's not Libra's card, I'm sorry, that's Taurus's card, that's what I meant to say. Libra and Taurus. So this Taurus is absolutely viewing you as somebody that they want to have, or they do have a higher level of commitment with. And that's where they intend to keep this. There's a ton of loyalty here and a lot of emotion. This is somebody who views you as the whole package, For a lot of you, I feel like this is somebody you are already in a long-standing relationship with. But if you're not, this is somebody who wants that with you. Okay? If you are a Libra dealing with a Gemini, I've got the Three of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. So, the Gemini is viewing you as somebody who is quite heartbroken. You're heartbroken over a situation where there was a lack of reciprocity, meaning there was no equal give and take in the dynamic. I'm just not sure that I feel like that you're heartbroken because of the Gemini. Almost feels like the Gemini is a friend and you are heartbroken over somebody else. No, that's how it feels. I don't think there's necessarily anything romantic with the Gemini. But it is somebody who cares deeply about you and is concerned somewhat because you're very upset. But I don't know that they broke your heart. It feels like somebody else broke your heart to me. Okay, if you are a Libra dealing with a Cancer, I've got the Devil. And then the Five of Cups reversed. So this Cancer is viewing you as somebody who is, somebody who maybe the two of you tried to get something going here. It did not work out, it doesn't look like. But they feel like you have a total disregard for their feelings. They are feeling quite upset about what didn't happen, whatever didn't work out here. And they feel as though you don't care at all. Yeah. It feels kind of like the Cancer's being a little dramatic, to be honest. But at any rate, they feel like you're very cold and unfeeling about this situation. Okay? That's what they say. If you are a Libra dealing with a Leo, I've got the, what do we got? Nine of Wands, okay? And the Emperor. So the Leo is viewing you as somebody who is definitely large and in charge. I mean, you are the person who runs whatever you have around you. You have the leadership gene or something. You're the one who's in charge of whatever you do. They feel like you're quite wounded right now by circumstances that have been around you. However, they are saying it is 100% your fault. And they are saying that because they're saying you're coming through as the Emperor. So you're very unwilling to compromise. It's very much so your way or the highway. They're saying you're quite aggressively controlling is what's coming through, which is ironic because we're talking about Leo. So we all know they can be just as controlling. Maybe that's why the two of you are, I don't know if you're at odds, but I wouldn't say that you're buddy-buddy. How's that? And I definitely don't feel like there's anything romantic happening here right now. If anything, I think both of you are standing firmly in your masculine, which is always an issue, right? I mean, somebody has to lead and somebody has to follow. Right here we have two people that are both leading, so there's nobody to follow. And you guys are critiquing each other, it looks like, and not being so nice about it. That's how I see it. But anyways, if you are a Libra dealing with a Virgo, I've got the Page of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. So the Virgo is viewing you as somebody who is refusing to give up on something or give up something, even though it's not good for you. There's something here that is definitely not serving your greater good or, helping you to evolve or go towards your destiny. And they're saying you're refusing to give up on it. They're struggling to try to figure out why it is you won't let go of whatever this is. They just don't understand. Situationship maybe, but I don't see a relationship there. But anyways, okay. If you are a Libra dealing with another Libra, so to me this is your future self trying to bring your current self a message. We get the Eight of Swords followed by the Five of Wands. You are up in your head over what you are perceiving to be a loss within a competition for something. And I don't feel like that's really the correct way to view whatever you're trying to look at here, but that's how you see it. I don't know. Your future self is telling you have to let it go is what it is, but it looks like that's easier said than done, right? There's an insecurity here that was triggered, and it's like you're having a very hard time getting it back in the box, huh? Anyways, okay, that's what I got on that. I got to keep going now. I'm really behind. Okay, so if you are a Libra dealing with the Scorpio, I have the Lovers and the Fool. So The Scorpio views you as somebody who they very much so want to try to get traction on something with, okay? They have plenty of emotions and want to see where it can go. They're viewing you as somebody who they want to take a leap of faith towards this situation. If you are a Libra dealing with the Sagittarius, I have the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Wands. There's an opportunity for love here. They're viewing you as somebody who can be very impulsive and somewhat temperamental. So can they. So I don't know, maybe it's a good match. This looks like it has potential if you want to give it a shot. I'm not sure it has legs, but it could be fun, I guess. If you are a Libra dealing with a Capricorn, I have the Four of Swords and the Hermit. The Capricorn is viewing you as somebody who is trying to heal right now because of something that happened between the two of you. They're saying you've pulled your energy back out of the situation to try to reassess it and gain some sort of wisdom from it. I don't like their attitude in this, but at any rate, if you are a Libra dealing with an Aquarius, I have Justice and the Tower. So, the Justice card, that is your card, so you're standing in your power here. The Aquarius is viewing you as somebody who is standing in their power, despite the fact that there seems to have been a tower that fell out from underneath the two of you. Something you were building was not being built on a foundation that was strong enough to sustain you two, or something. Okay, if you are a Libra dealing with a Pisces, I have the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. Two of Swords, Two of Wands. Well, the Pisces is viewing you as somebody who desperately needs to make a decision and stand on it. I don't think that they're part of the decision process, meaning I think they're just saying you need decisions made in your life in general. This is somebody who cares deeply about you, definitely somebody who's loyal to you and has a lot of respect for you. However, there's a lot of concern here, and it's over the fact you're not making a solid decision. Okay, and the last three are the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. So it would appear that you have already locked in on whatever it is that you believe will carry you to your emotional fulfillment, and you have invested wholeheartedly, meaning you're 100% invested in whatever you feel is going to get you there. And you're presenting as the Queen of Cups, so you are not going to give up on whatever this dream is you have here. There is an issue here with you having a very hard time staying within the lines and trying to uphold your boundaries when it comes to somebody you're involved with. But all in all, I mean, as long as you know which direction you're going in and what you're trying to get to, which is emotional fulfillment, I think you're on a pretty good track then, right? It would seem. Okay, that's Libra. Okay, for my Scorpios, we got Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. If you're a Scorpio and you are currently dealing with an Aries, you get the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords. Okay, in this situation right here, I feel as though we are speaking to the fact that the Aries is coming through as the Page of Wands. You're coming through here as the Page of Swords. So, two pages together. This is a dynamic that is fun. It is new. It is something that you are exploring. I don't know that it has the teeth to it to be able to get much distance out of it, but it is definitely something that's entertaining and lighthearted right now. Okay? There you go. Just feels like there's an element of newness and maybe innocence to this right this second, is how it's being viewed. So where it goes from here will depend on the two of you, but there's nothing negative to it right this second, other than maybe a level of immaturity or unrealistic expectation would be the only negatives I could see to this. But even that can be a positive if you think about it. So, okay, that's what I got there. If you are a Scorpio dealing with a Taurus, I've got the Ace of Cups, followed by the Five of Cups. So the Taurus is viewing you as somebody for whom there was an opportunity for the two of you to get something going here, to get some traction on some sort of a love situation. It does not look like it panned out the way that it had been intended to, or that's how they see it. Five of Cups, they feel right now that you're dealing with a sense of loss and regret when it comes to the dynamic. So obviously something didn't fall together correctly, okay? If you are a Scorpio dealing with a Gemini, I've got the Hermit with the Five of Wands. So the Gemini is viewing you as somebody maybe who there's competition for or with. Definitely a great sense of being conflicted when it comes to thinking about you. They view you as somebody who has pulled your energy out of a situation to try to reassess it It does feel like it's a situation that had them involved in it. This feels like something that's bordering on toxic. I'm not sure why, but that's how it's coming across. If you are a Scorpio dealing with a Cancer, I've got the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. Okay, so this would then mean that the King of Pentacles is how Cancer is presenting, and the King of Swords is how you are presenting. So they are presenting as being in boss energy, but rather unmoving and unwilling to compromise. And you are coming through as being somebody who's very cold and defensive right this minute, trying to look at life and love from a very analytical lens versus an emotional one. Two kings together, it just doesn't work, just like two queens wouldn't work. Somebody has to lead and somebody has to follow. In this dynamic, everybody's leading, nobody's following. So that's where the problem comes in. Okay, if you are a Scorpio dealing with a Leo, I've got the Two of Pentacles followed by the Three of Cups. So this Leo is one of your, I mean, they definitely value your friendship over everything else, okay? This feels like somebody you have a ton of history with, really. And you may have very well been in something romantic at one time. At this point, I feel like you guys are friends above all else. Two of Pentacles, they're concerned because they feel as though you're trying to juggle too much. You're spreading yourself too thin, is what they're worried about. And they're worried basically for your safety or your well-being, not for anything else. If you are a Scorpio dealing with a Virgo, I have the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So, looks like this Virgo has an offer on the table as far as you go. With the Eight of Pentacles, I believe that they are 100% invested. I don't think you are. I think you're toying with the situation, but I just don't think you're all in. They're all in, so be mindful of that as far as your karma goes, okay? If you are a Virgo, no, not a Virgo. If you're a Scorpio dealing with a Libra, I've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. Ace of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Okay, so the Libra is viewing you as somebody who's stepped into some sort of new opportunity that's become available for you. You're trying to build a new foundation for yourself. This feels like somebody who's really very proud of you. You know what I'm saying? That, somebody who wishes you the best always. It could have situationship attached to it, I don't know, but I don't feel like there's anything serious going on here. Okay, if you are a Scorpio dealing with another Scorpio, to me this is your future self trying to bring your current self a message. We get the Three of Wands followed by the Lovers. Your future self is telling you to hang on, look towards your future. Whatever it is that you have been struggling to try to make happen or get to is going to happen. But it's going to take patience, okay, because it's in the near future. There you go. That's pretty good. If you are a Scorpio dealing with a Sagittarius, we've got the Knight of Wands followed by Temperance. Now, Temperance is actually Sagittarius's card, so they're standing in their power here. Knight of Wands, huh? Temperance. The Sagittarius is viewing you as somebody who can be very temperamental, very impulsive at times. And right now you're having to exhibit a great deal of patience towards a situation to try to make it into what you want. They're giving you credit for how difficult this is. I don't think the situation you're putting all this patience towards is with them. This is somebody who just knows you very, very well and is watching from the sidelines. It's like you're having to act completely out of character to try to make something work, and you're doing it. So they're impressed, I guess you could say, or proud, something like that. If you are a Scorpio dealing with a Capricorn, I have Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So this Capricorn absolutely views you as somebody who they believe that together you guys could build something huge. You could build a legacy. You could build lots of money. Okay, that's what they see. And for a Capricorn, that's a big compliment because they like money. So, just kidding. I'm not kidding. They do like money. But anyway, Seven of Pentacles, although they see this as like a slam dunk, this is what you should do, they're saying that you are not yet totally signed on. So I feel like you are toying with the idea again, but it's not something you've committed to. Okay? If you are a Scorpio, dealing with a Aquarius, with an Aquarius. You get the Nine of Swords. Yeah? Check. Yes, Nine of Swords in the Sun. The Aquarius is viewing you as somebody who's really stressed out up in your head. It's over something being illuminated. So there's something here that you're trying to keep hidden or secret. Go figure, a Scorpio with secrets. But anyways, that's what they're saying. They're saying you're stressed out about something you don't want to come out or you don't want somebody to find out. If you are a Scorpio dealing with a Pisces, I've got the Seven of Wands and the Magician. So the Pisces is viewing you as somebody who's incredibly defensive, especially towards them, okay? And with the Magician, you're trying to manifest. They feel like you're trying to manifest their downfall or something. Sounds a little paranoid to me, but at any rate, and it also makes me wonder what they did wrong, right? That they're saying you're defensive and now they're worried that you're going to manifest their downfall. That seems a little off the chain there. They must have done something. Okay. At the end, I have the Four of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. Wow. Four of Wands would say that you are currently exactly where you're supposed to be to get through and get to where your destiny is or whatever. You are right where you're supposed to be right now. Two of Wands, there are decisions that need to be made. And Ten of Cups is where you're headed. So I would say, I don't know how difficult your life has been as of late, but it looks like things are getting ready to perk up. Things look like they are getting much brighter and happier for you here in the near future. There you go. So I guess stay the course. All right. There you go, Scorpio. All right. This one's for my Sagittariuses, Sagittariuses, Sagittariuses. All righty. What you get? If you're a Sagittarius and you are currently dealing with an Aries, we've got the King of Cups. I have to think about these. And then the Emperor. So the Aries is claiming, Sagittarius, that you are keeping yourself completely under control as far as your emotions go. You're not letting emotions flow in this dynamic. With the Emperor here, it's meaning that you are very stubborn, very bullheaded. Emperor is actually Aries cards, so they're kind of standing in their power. This absolutely looks like a no-go to me. You're both in your masculine, and it feels like everybody is very aggressive in this situation. Probably great friends, but does not look like it could be in a romantic sense to me. Okay. If you are a Sagittarius dealing with a Taurus, I've got the Three of Wands, okay, and the World. So the Taurus is viewing you as somebody who has opted to close out a cycle so that you can move towards your future. I don't feel like there's a ton of like animosity or anything here. I don't know, maybe you had to move, physically move or something, and that caused this sort of a split. But it doesn't feel like there's any anger or, yeah, nothing like that. But it looks like you closed the cycle to go towards your future. Okay. If you are a Sagittarius dealing with a Gemini, I have the Magician, followed by the Hangman. So the Gemini seems to be viewing you as somebody who's very stuck right now. Like you're manifesting something that isn't possible, or you're manifesting something. So it's like you're wasting your time. Like it's pointless, whatever you're doing. That's how they see it anyways. You're chasing after something that's unattainable or something like that. Anyways, that's just how they see it. Maybe this is a situation where they want you to chase after them and you're not. That could be the whole debacle here, right? Something's up though. Don't feel like that one's going in the right direction. If you are a Sagittarius dealing with a Cancer, I have the Two of Swords and Ace of Swords. So the Cancer is viewing you as somebody who has just come into the truth, something you didn't know before, and now it's leaving you at a point where you have to make a decision about which way you're going to go. It does feel like this one involves the Cancer, although I don't think this is more than a situationshipy type deal. I don't feel like there's really a ton of raw emotion here. It just feels like there's, I don't know. Yeah, you get the picture, I think. Okay, if you are a Sagittarius dealing with a Leo, what I get? Nine of Swords and Six of Cups. So the Leo is viewing you as somebody who they have a ton of history with. This is somebody who you know incredibly well. With the Nine of Swords, though, they're saying you're very stressed out right now about the dynamic between the two of you. So something's happened here to trigger you is what I think. Okay. If you are a Sagittarius dealing with a Virgo, I've got the Four of Wands and then the Alchemist of Earth. Hold on. These have different names. So the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Four of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. The Virgo is viewing you as somebody who is, you know, a higher level soulmate, I would say. But somebody who's definitely erring on the side of caution right now. You're not making any quick moves. Being very, very defensive and cautious about where you put your energy or what you do, which is not like you. So I have to believe that something between you and the Virgo had gone sideways, and now you're trying to work it out. That's how it feels to me. Yeah. This would be more like what the Virgo would usually act like, but now they're saying it's you that's doing it. That means somehow they've done something that makes you question their loyalty or their something. Something there seems off. However, I do believe you're trying to work on it. If you are a Sagittarius dealing with a Libra, we've got the Seven of Cups, okay, and the Lovers. So the Libra feels as though you have many options, okay? I know that they feel they are one of them, but they're not so sure they're going to be the one that you actually choose to go forward with. So I think they're trying to enjoy the moment. That's what I see. If you are a Sagittarius dealing with a Scorpio, I have the Six of Swords and Temperance. Temperance is your card, so you're standing in your power here. Six of Swords. So something about the dynamic between the two of you turned kind of chaotic or toxic. They feel like you are choosing to sail off into calmer waters, trying to find a sense of peace that you couldn't find in the dynamic wherever it was with the two of you. If you are a Sagittarius dealing with another Sagittarius, to me this is your future self trying to bring your current self a message. We get the guide, the King of Wands, okay, the King of Wands and the Three of Cups. Your future self is telling you to not let these people push you. If you just want to be friends or whatever, friends with occasional sex, whatever you're doing here, don't be pushed into a commitment that you don't feel you're ready for or don't want. Okay? Because it looks like you're coming through here as the King of Wands. So you are somebody who wants to have a great time. You want to care about people, but you're not looking to be restricted or tied down by anybody right now. So don't let anybody push you that direction. Okay? If you are a Sagittarius dealing with a Capricorn, I've got the Essence of Earth. That would be the Queen of Pentacles, okay? And the Five of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. This Capricorn is viewing you as somebody who they felt like at one time could be like a sense of home. You gave them a sense of home, but not now. It looks like you've ghosted or walked away from the situation. There is animosity and anger in this dynamic right here, it feels like. Yeah, it feels like somebody got quite disappointed, and I think it was the Capricorn, and they're not having it. They're just not. Okay, if you are a Sagittarius dealing with an Aquarius, I have the Ten of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. So this Aquarius definitely feels there is potential to be able to build abundance with you, okay? Maybe not romantically. This could be like a work partnership or something along those lines. However, with the Seven of Wands, they feel like you're incredibly defensive, especially towards them. Here again, you're not defensive for no reason. So something's happened here that's making you not trust the situation or feel defensive towards it. That's how I feel. If you are a Sagittarius dealing with a Pisces, I have the Essence of Fire, which would be the Queen of Wands, and then the Essence of Air and the Queen of Swords. Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. Let me see. Come on, Mama. Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. So the Pisces feels like you can have whatever you want. But for some reason you're being very, very cold in general and not pursuing what you want is what they think. This is somebody that feels like an ex or something that's just watching from the outside. So they're kind of psychoanalyzing you as you go, it feels like. Okay, that is what I have on those. Let's see what we got down here. I've got the Sun, the High Priestess, and the Ace of Wands. For me, these three cards are telling me that some sort of secrecy or deception is being illuminated to you, and it's making you real angry. Real angry. Somebody was not forthcoming with the truth toward you. And that's just not the way to go with the Sagittarius, you know what I'm saying? I mean, always the truth is best with the Sagittarius, and somebody did not get that memo, it looks like, and you are very angry about it. That's okay. You'll get over it. You're resilient. You pop back quick. But anyways, that's what I have for you this week. I hope it helps. This one's for my Capricorns. Capricorns. Okay? Well, we got the cards there. All right. Let's get what you got. Okay. If you're a Capricorn currently dealing with an Aries, we're pulling the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit. So this Aries feels that you are in, I don't know, they feel as though whatever the dynamic between the two of you, you have pulled your energy back from them right now. You're embarking on some sort of a very solo, independent journey, it seems. So maybe this was a situationship that didn't really get any traction, or whichever way it goes. I feel like this is something that had more promise at one time than it does now. It feels like for right now it has disbanded or something. Okay, I think you're still friends though, but it just feels as though it's not the direction you're headed in. If you are a Capricorn dealing with a Taurus, I've got the Page of Swords, followed by the Five of Swords. Okay, the Taurus is viewing you as somebody who is dealing with a lot of conflict right now. And it's conflict that you don't necessarily understand where it's coming from or why it's happening. So you're looking for a sense of clarity where it doesn't feel like there's one to be had. Okay, it's like there's just conflict around you right now and you are having a hard time navigating it maybe. And it's because it really doesn't have a valid reason for being there, is how it looks. This is not, the conflict, I don't believe most of it at least, is not with this Taurus. Maybe you're just fighting with everybody right now. But anyways, the Taurus is concerned. This is somebody who cares deeply for you and is struggling to watch you go through this, whatever this is. Maybe you're going through an evolution or something. I don't feel like this one's romantic, but it is somebody who definitely cares about you. If you are a Capricorn dealing with a Gemini, I got the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So the Gemini is viewing you as somebody who has been betrayed. And with the Ace of Wands, somebody who's very angry about it. Very angry. Damn. This Gemini very well could be the person that betrayed you. I don't know. They are remorseful and regretful, I will say that. But I don't know that that matters with you because it looks like you are pretty done, pretty pissed off. I don't know. That's what I see there. If you are a Capricorn dealing with a Cancer, I've got the Ace of Swords, followed by the Three of Cups. So this Cancer is somebody who, no matter what, in the end is truly your friend. This is somebody who truly cares about you. There may have been romance here at one time. I don't feel like there is now. This isn't something that's going in that direction, but they truly do care about you. I mean, there's a lot of emotional connection here. With the Ace of Swords, they're saying you're dealing with some sort of a truth. It does not feel like it was the most comfortable truth, but it feels like it's probably the most necessary truth that you need currently. There you go. I think they're just putting their hat in the ring as far as somebody who'll be there for you if you need them, okay? If you are a Capricorn dealing with a Leo, I've got the Seven of Wands and the Two of Cups. So this Leo is viewing you as a divine union, okay? It does not have to be romantic. This just means it's somebody who is destined to be in your life, somebody who plays a part in your life. I think this Leo would like to be romantically attached. Told you, sorry. Would like to be romantically attached. But with the Seven of Wands, they're saying that you're incredibly defensive right now, especially towards them. So this makes me feel like they've done something in the past to make you be this defensive. I don't think there's anything romantic right now, but like I said, I think they would like for there to be. You just haven't decided you want to go that direction, okay? If you are a Capricorn dealing with a Virgo, I've got the High Priestess, followed by the King of Pentacles. So the Virgo views you as somebody who's definitely in boss energy. You're somebody who runs whatever your kingdom consists of. You are the person in charge of it. Nobody is lording over you is what this is saying. With the High Priestess here, they feel like you are a mystery and like you're very, very secretive and closed off. So they feel like you don't let people in very easily and you don't discuss your issues, okay? That's what they've got there. I don't think there's romance in that one either, really. Doesn't feel like it. If there is romance in this one, it is something that feels very structured, very Okay, I guess there could be romance. I'm trying to look at it. But it's not the kind of emotional, all-consuming romance that we usually think of. But I guess it could be something almost feels arranged. So something that's very, I want to say sterile. I'm not sure if that's the right word. I guess there could be romance there. Okay, we'll go with that. Above all else, this person is like truly a partner to you, somebody who really has reciprocity. Anyways, if you are a Capricorn dealing with a Libra, I've got the Moon and the Six of Swords. This Libra is viewing you as somebody who needs to exit your current dynamic and get yourself to calmer waters. There's things here that you aren't seeing clearly. There's definitely concern from the Libra. I don't know if this is just a longtime friend or what, but this is somebody who is concerned because they feel like you're in over your head in something. If you are a Capricorn dealing with a Scorpio, I've got the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So the Scorpio is viewing you as somebody who is very adventuresome, very charismatic, not looking to be restricted or tied down. With the Knight of Wands, they feel that right now you're mad enough to act impulsively. I feel like this is a partner in crime to you, to be honest. There might be a situationship attached to this. I'm not positive. More than anything, though, this is somebody who you call when things go wrong, because this is the person that's a ride or die. They will be there with you. You know what I'm saying? There could be a situationship attached. I don't think either one of you is looking for any kind of commitment. So this is just a, but this is who you call when something goes wrong. This is your person like that, feels like. If you are a Capricorn dealing with a Sagittarius, I've got the Seven of Swords and the Magician. So the Sagittarius is viewing you as somebody who, with Seven of Swords, you don't trust somebody or a situation right now, or both. With the Magician, I get the feeling this is almost a dark magician. This feels like you are manifesting some kind of vengeance, to be honest. The Sagittarius that I'm talking about is your friend. This is not romantic, but this is somebody who knows you better than most and knows what you're capable of. So they're almost worried that you're going to take this too far. Not towards them, towards whoever you're mad at. If you are a Capricorn dealing with another Capricorn, to me this is your future self trying to bring your current self a message. You've got the Death card and the Knight of Pentacles. From all these cards I see right now, you are on a very slow burn, okay? Like, you know, when they have something on simmer and it's finally coming to a rolling boil. Somebody has been messing with you and you've been allowing it in the name of love or excusing their bad behavior, but it's starting to get past the simmer. It's going to a boil. And there's more than one person here that seems concerned with what you're going to do once it gets to a boil. However, I think it has to get to a boil to be a catalyst to some sort of transformation that needs to happen in your life right now. Something here is definitely holding you back and needs to move forward. If you are a Capricorn dealing with an Aquarius, I have the Queen of Swords and Temperance. So you're coming through right here for this Aquarius. You're coming through basically as a cold-hearted bitch. That's how you're coming through. Sorry, but that's how it's coming through. You've been messed with enough. You're freaking done. You've got your sword drawn. You're tired of the BS. You're not putting up with it no more. You're tired of exhibiting patience towards people that aren't worthy of it, right? They don't come through for you, so you're just tired of it. You're shutting that door, looks like. If you are a Capricorn dealing with Pisces, I have the Queen of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Now, this Pisces absolutely wants something with you. They want some kind of higher level of commitment. They want to push a relationship forward with you. They consider you to be the person that checks all the boxes, okay? I absolutely don't feel like you're on board here. I don't know why. Because it looks like a solid offer. It just doesn't feel like this is what you want or this person isn't right for you. I don't know. If you do like the person, it looks like a great offer, but I don't think you do. You might like them, but I don't think you like them in that way. Whoa, 3 at the bottom. I got 9 of Swords, 4 of Swords, and 2 of Wands. 9 of Swords, you're stressed out right now. Something here has you really stressed out. Lots of anxiety. 4 of Swords, you're trying to heal something. 2 of Wands, it's time for you to make a solid decision and stand on it. There's something here you need to put behind you, and nobody knows that better than you, but you're struggling to do it. However, I have 100% faith in you. You will get it done. Okay? All right, that's what I have for you. There you go. Thank you. Hey there, Aquarius. How are you today? I'm here to do your weekly bonus reading. We're going to go through one round of all signs and see what comes out. There we go. I'm going to apologize in advance for the dogs if you hear the dogs barking, because I'm doing this in the daytime and they have a tendency to go off. We're going to hope that they don't, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so for my Aquariuses. Aquarius. Okay. There we go. Okay, we've got Aquarius. Aquarius, Aquarius. If you are an Aquarius dealing with an Aries, we have the King of Swords. And the Four of Wands. So, this Aries is viewing you as somebody who's standing firmly in your masculine, somebody who is very honest, very forthcoming. You don't take any BS, really. You know what I'm saying? You are dealing with everything in your life, including love, from much more of a mental standpoint versus a crazy emotional one. They feel like you are a higher level soulmate to them. That's the way this works out. So I think this is somebody you fit together well with. I don't know that there's any crazy romance here, but it could be a situationship. It could even be a situationship that's gone on for a long time, I think. That everybody's pretty content with, possibly. If not, then it's a friendship that's gone on for a long time. Okay, if you are an Aquarius dealing with a Taurus, I've got the Three of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So, this Taurus views you as somebody who they feel like there's an opportunity in love with, okay? They desperately want to take you into their future to try to get traction on something. I get the feeling you're not on board, but if you are on board, it looks like a solid offer. I don't know, it's just how it feels to me. If you are an Aquarius dealing with the Gemini, I've got Temperance and then the Magician. Okay, so the Gemini is viewing you as somebody who's having to exhibit a great deal of patience towards something. With the Magician, you're trying to manifest a change. I do feel like this is with the Gemini, so you're trying to manifest a change with the Gemini or for the Gemini. Either way, it's taking all the patience you have to muster up, it looks like, so. And it feels like the Gemini knows that. I don't know. There we go. If you are an Aquarius dealing with a Cancer, I've got the Ten of Swords and the Death card. So, this Cancer is viewing you as somebody who has definitely been betrayed. I don't feel like the Cancer betrayed you. I do feel like the Cancer is having to deal with the aftermath of whatever this betrayal was. So they are trying to help you heal from something, maybe? They're trying to bring about a transformation for you, and the transformation they're bringing in is healing. But I don't feel like they're the one that hurt you. It's a weird situation there. That's what I feel, though. Okay, if you are an Aquarius dealing with a Leo, I have the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Wow. This Leo absolutely feels that you are a divine counterpart to them. You are their divine union. They feel together you two could find emotional fulfillment. If you're on board, this feels like it has a lot of potential. I don't know why I don't feel like you're on board there either. Okay, well, we'll keep going. Maybe you are. I don't think so. Okay, if you are a Aquarius dealing with a Virgo, I've got the, what do we got? 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. The Virgo is viewing you as somebody who's incredibly independent. Possibly because of things that have been done to you by the Virgo. I don't know. But at this point, you've launched yourself into a way of independence that the Virgo feels they can't shake you. They can't bring you back to them or something. With the 7 of Pentacles, they feel like you're trying to decide where you want to invest, and they do not feel like they are the direction you're headed in. However, side note, they are very proud of you. They did not expect you to be able to step so firmly into your independence. So in a weird way, although I think this makes them sad, they're proud that you have managed to do this. If you are an Aquarius dealing with a Libra, I've got the Three of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Well, above all else, this Libra is your friend, okay? No matter what else happens here or doesn't happen here. There could be a situationship here possibly, but no matter what, when the chips are down, this is somebody who has your back. With the Knight of Wands, they feel like you've acted impulsively lately and it's out of character for you. There's some concern because they're not sure how to take that. So there you go. If you are an Aquarius dealing with a Scorpio, I have the King of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So the Scorpio is viewing you as somebody who's incredibly cautious, somebody who definitely doesn't make rash decisions, is how they're looking at you, and somebody who keeps your emotions completely under control. You're not allowing for any vulnerability. I think the Scorpio would love a shot at trying to get something more with you. I don't think that you're on board, and I think they know that, so it's just a friendship. Maybe with friendship with flirting, maybe. I don't know, something like that. If you are an Aquarius dealing with a Sagittarius, we get the Nine of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. So the Sagittarius is a friend of yours, first off. That's how it feels. This is somebody who says you're very stressed out. There's a lot of anxiety. It's over money, which puzzles this Sagittarius greatly because they feel like you have constant opportunity to come into abundance and you don't take it or you waste it. One of the two. So this is just somebody who cares about you and is concerned and confused by why things are the way they are. If you are an Aquarius dealing with a Capricorn, I've got the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Okay, I don't feel like it was the Capricorn that broke your heart, but this Capricorn is aware of a broken heart that I don't think anybody else here is aware of. So they are saying that you are brokenhearted and have not yet been able to build a new foundation for yourself because of whatever broke your heart. Whew, that one made me sad, sad, sad. I don't know why. This is somebody who's on your soul tribe. This is somebody who's definitely got your back. Everybody here seems to have your back pretty much, okay? If you're an Aquarius dealing with another Aquarius, so this is your future self bringing your current self some sort of message. I've got the King of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Well, the Wheel of Fortune is spinning in your favor. That is to be certain. With the King of Wands here, I do believe that your future self is telling you that it's okay for you to play around or for you to have fun. You don't have to be in some sort of crazy commitment. And they're telling you to go ahead and run with your sense of adventure that seems to be coming towards you right now. Maybe that's out of character for you, but it's telling you to do that. I think it's telling you to have fun. How's that? If you are an Aquarius dealing with a Pisces, you have the Five of Cups and the Eight of Swords. So this Pisces is kind of similar to the Capricorn. They're saying that you are dealing with a huge sense of loss and regret, and it keeps you stuck in your head so that you're not really moving forward. Not sure what that's about, but all of the people here seem positive as far as there's concern for you and a great deal of emotion. So I don't think there's anything negative necessarily here. Whatever's negative has already taken place, right? That's how I see it, but it's always good to know you have a lot of people that care. That's a plus, right? A lot of people on your side. Okay, 3 down the end. We got the Sun. Oops, dropped it. The Fool. And the Emperor. Wow, you're heading into a very pivotal time in your life, it looks like, with 3 major arcana. The Sun is all about happiness. The Fool, that's you taking a leap of faith, and you're taking it towards the happiness. And with the Emperor, there is something here about you possibly being just a little bit stuck in your ways, a little bit rigid in your thinking, and a little bit not open to compromise or new experiences. That is what you need to take a leap away from, okay? In its own way, a great reading, I think. All right, and sorry about the dogs again. Okay, there you go. I hope it helps. Take care. Boom.